Hey guys, Ernie here, Paleo Hiker MD. Pretty excited today. Going on a little one-night, overnight adventure this weekend, and I'm going to take you guys through my gear so you can see what I'm taking. So stay tuned. We're going to take a look at what I take for a one-night, overnight trip. Thanks for watching. All right guys, so where are we going and what's the plan? Well, we're going on a one-night overnight adventure with a buddy of mine. We're going to the Backbone Trail, and it's going to be pretty easy hike. We're really going just to spend time outside. We're going to have wonderful weather. That's going to play a little bit into what we take along with us. Now, this is not a purely ultralight backpacking trip by any means. It's also not a bushcraft trip. It's just kind of in the middle. I'm just bringing stuff, a combination of things that I normally use to sleep with, my sleep system, but then other things I'm bringing along with me. We'll go through them. Some new gear that I have just to try it out. I'm not really worried about weight because I think the most we'll really carry our stuff is 5-6 miles, so it's not too bad. So let's take kind of a detailed look. This is not what I would take on an ultralight trip. This is not what I would take on a bushcrafting trip. This is what I'm taking on this trip. So let's check it out. All right, so welcome to the packing zone here at our house. A lot of people don't like these types of videos, but I do. I love seeing what people take on their trips, and if you don't like these kind of videos, then I guess don't watch it. Here's a look at the table. I will not be bringing the coffee mug, but here's a look at the table of the things that I will be bringing. This is pretty much all includes everything except for a little bit of food that we're going to pick up tomorrow. So let's start with shelter. Over here we have my War Bonnet Blackbird XLC hammock that has a mosquito net integrated in it. We have my War Bonnet Outdoors Mama Jamba tarp. Then I also have some titanium tent stakes that I'll use to tie down both the tarp itself as well as the tie-out points for the hammock. I'll show you guys that. This is a Thermarest Z-Rest, or Z-Seat, I should say. Got this from the family for Christmas, and I really like it. It's very comfortable. Over here, we have in an event stuff sack inside there, and you guys will see more on the actual video, but those are my top quilt and bottom quilt from Hammock Gear. They're both incubator series. They're 40 degree. The bottom quilt has 2 ounces of overstuff, which should bring it down to about 30 degrees, I think, and the top quilt has 1 ounce. Like I said, I'll show you guys that. Just for reference, the weather is going to be amazing. There is 0% chance of rain for the time we're going to be there, so I'm packing accordingly with basically no rain gear. And it's going to be high of about 75 and a low in the mid-40s, so this should be absolutely perfect. A little bit of clothing. I have some gloves. I always take gloves. I do have a little beanie hat. It's not very heavy duty. It's one that I use for cycling, but it works great. I have a regular hat and gloves, like I said. A little bit of clothing. I have 2 extra sets of socks, one for sleeping if I need it, which I usually do not sleep in socks, and then one for the second day. I have a set of underwear. And all I have extra, I'm going to have on pants and shoes. I'll use those again. Since it's an overnighter, I usually will use the same shirt the next day. I have a long sleeve Patagonia long sleeve t-shirt basically, and I am bringing my North Face thermoball jacket for 2 reasons. When it does get a little bit cold at night, I can wear it just with a t-shirt. I can put this on, it's very comfortable, and it also works great as a pillow in my hammock. The main backpack that I use when I go backpacking is this Osprey. It's Kestrel 48 liters. The only thing that's on there is a pack towel you can see that I use, but other than that, it's completely empty right now. It's a great backpack. It's a little bit on the heavy side, but I really, really like it. It's very comfortable. So now moving over here, not to take too long in this video, just a small piece of Tyvek that I use as a ground cloth. I have a cat trowel. I have a Sawyer Mini. I always carry the largest bag possible. That way I can carry unfiltered water, a large amount of it, and then filter it later if I want to. So I always carry just one. I have my basically personal hygiene kit and my emergency kit, and we'll take a look at both of those here in detail. Okay guys, so in my hygiene kit we have some wet wipes, we have some antibacterial lotion, we've got some easy towels, we've got a simple toothbrush and toothpaste, and we've got some deodorant. Again, this is a one-nighter, so pretty straightforward. Now we'll take a look at my emergency kit. All right guys, so here's my emergency kit. I put it in a red bag for that, obviously. We've got some glacier gel and some alcohol wipes. This is just for blisters. I do carry, which is in here and I just didn't mention it, I do carry some duct tape, which is the main thing I use for blisters and hot spots. I've got two wax cotton rounds here for fire starting, kind of an emergency fire starting kit. I've got some quick tinders, I've got a mini Bic lighter, and some stormproof matches. And from the standpoint of first aid, which is very important, you guys always want to take first aid out with you, I've got some steri strips that you can do pretty significant magic with a cut. I've got a couple bandages. I've got some triple antibiotic ointment, and I've got some Aleve and some Tylenol. So quite a bit of stuff in a small pack, all you need for an overnighter. Okay, so those are those two kits. Over here's got my knife for this trip. This is my Tom Chitwood special. This is an old hickory that he made it into a Kephart style knife. It's awesome. I'll show you guys that. Tom was nice enough to make that for me. And I also have a ferro rod with it. I'm bringing my Laplander saw. Although this is not a bushcrafting trip per se, we are definitely going to make a fire overnight, and I think the saw will help in processing the wood without question. I do have a bear hanging kit or food hanging kit. We don't have bears here, obviously, although they are starting to move back into the area. But we have lots of little rodents, and I very frequently will hang my food, even in Louisiana, just to make sure that the little guys, the raccoons, the possums, whatever, don't come in and ruin our day. This is a piece of gear that I'm just bringing to try out. It's one of these inflatable lights. I did go ahead and just put a little S-beaner on the top. I think I can hang this from my ridge line in my hammock, and I think it'll work really well. So we'll check that out. Just a little stuff sack for stuff. Electronics wise, I have a headlamp. I bought a new headlamp actually today. This is just one I got at Walmart. It's a Bushnell. It's anything fancy. I want to get one that I can recharge USB, but I don't have one yet. My old headlamp, although very lightweight, chewed up batteries. Even when it was off, it would burn the batteries, and I got really sick and tired of it, so I went and bought a new one, and that's it. I am bringing my GPS. Always bring it with me, just as much for reference of where I am, but also just to keep track of where I go. I do bring an extra flashlight. I like to have that in my pocket, especially at night. For the stove, a little overkill, but again, this is a piece of gear that I've not really used in the field, so I want to use it. This is my Covea Spider with appropriate fuel. I'm pretty excited about using it. Most of the time in my cook kit here, I carry my cat can stove, but on this trip, I decided to go ahead and use the Covea just to give it a try. I'm bringing my titanium plate. I'm bringing in this little kit, I have a fork and a knife, because we are planning on cooking a nice meal tomorrow night. And I have my long-handled spoon. In here I have a Toaks 750 milliliter titanium pot. You guys have seen this kit. It's basically my ultralight cook kit minus the stove. It also has a coffee mug. I have a homemade koozie for my Mountain House and Backpacker's Pantry. In this case, I have Backpacker's Pantry Shepherd's Potato Stew with beef. And I have a breakfast skillet for the morning. I have two 700 milliliter Smart Water bottles of water that I will refill as needed. There's not much of a problem with water on this trail. I've got some trail mix, I've got some plantain chips, I've got some bannock mix for dinner. I've got some tortillas for breakfast with the breakfast skillet and the spice missile. And lastly, I have a hodgepodge of salsa, coffee creamer, coffee, all kinds of stuff to make sure that the food situation is well taken care of. I have no idea how much it weighs. I'll tell you guys in a little bit when I get it packed up and weigh it out. All right guys, so that's it. Just for y'all to know, it was 24 pounds and change. That's after I put in both water bottles, it's everything, water bottles, fuel, plus extra batteries for my camera and a external battery to recharge batteries if needed. I really shouldn't need it, but I'm bringing it anyway to keep my phone charged. So that's it. Appreciate you guys checking out the video on my gear loadout for this coming up trip. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Stay tuned soon and I'll post a video from the trip. Until then, like, comment, subscribe, share. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody subscribing and checking out my channel and commenting. And I hope we create new good content coming up in the future. So thanks for watching and see y'all on the trail.